Okay guys, so just recorded like a short trade breakdown video. So decided like why not do one specific Bitcoin video, like instead of writing updates, like just one short video. So yeah, like yesterday in Discord we were discussing, if this is accumulation and we should see like a move to the downside, to probably to here, So on daily we had like a pretty ugly a pretty ugly red candle yesterday. Like when we were here it was looking really good, but yeah, closed very shit. So like on daily, what stands out is this low and this low on Preps exchange, like not exchange, like on Bybit Preps, and then you have also this low. So like this is your targets to the downside, like your euro on liquidity if we are bearish. Probably since we got such a ugly daily close, it's likely that Bitcoin can take these two lows, and your targets to the upside, like liquidity to the upside, is basically yesterday's wick. We could also see a 50% wick fill, and like maybe like this, and another rejection, and here, and you also have an FVG here, so these are the targets to the upside. Now if we go on H12, basically what we can see, let's clean the chart. What we can see is that, yesterday we had that insane pump, and basically Bitcoin just swept range highs of Monday range and retested monthly open, and arguably you also have like supply here, and I would also say like maybe it's not the best example, but like this could be your H12 OB, but let's just call it supply here. So you have range high sweep into supply, monthly open retest, and pretty insane rejection. So once the upper levels got swept, tagged, or whatever, you can just look for the levels below. Monday low, this should be a Sunday low from last week, and ultimately the low of the Friday crash from China tariffs. So like at the moment, to me, Bitcoin is not really looking that great, not really bullish, Probably any pumps can be shorted into sweep of these 2 weeks, something like this. Because I also don't like that, like you could say this is a level that Bitcoin needs to flip, and ultimately like should also flip this level, monthly open. And like yesterday it was looking pretty decent around here, but like yeah, right now daily is slowly bleeding below, so my bias would rather be bearish, Also I posted this on X about a potential ABC, because I'm not Elliott wave expert by any means, like not at all, but this kind of looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or like maybe it's like this, but I don't care really, it's not so important. And my idea was maybe this is ABC, because you also have Fibonacci resistance here with supply and monthly open, like pretty decent resistance, and for me personally, sweeping Monday high, because I like to use Monday range to trade. So yeah, took a short, made some decent money on that, and from here, it's very likely that today Monday low is getting swept, and you also have weekend lows here, and that is basically just on the lower Fibonacci support. Let's remove this, and basically, you could just play some ping pong games, from this Fibonacci zone to this one, and probably we are getting some sort of a bounce after that, and given that on Friday is CPI, it's totally possible, we keep going into the CPI and like form a higher time frame lower high and then nuke, or like we get a small bounce from this zone, you could place a long once Sunday low gets swept. Either your stop loss is somewhere here or like below the lows, and then I would look for at least 2R, and maybe like we get a bounce and like go for all the lows, clean all the liquidity to the downside. So like setups right now, I would like long scalps, like scalp trades lower. You also have OB here. Yep, let's mark it like that with FIB support, so like, and that would sweep like all local lows, so I would probably play my setup like this, either target sweep of all highs, because you also have some equal highs here, that could be a pretty nice target, or like just go for something less optimistic, that's 6R, maybe like 3R or something like this. Feel a little bit of this pump and dump, and then move lower. So this would be like, in short term, bullish long setup that I am considering, because with Elliott waves, right, from the MCO YouTube channel, I think the big resistance for a potential lower high, is like around here, and would also make sense like to come and test this zone just before the dump, so maybe we get this into the CPI and like nuke after the CPI, because if we go back on the Bitcoin, we had something similar with the previous CPI. I believe it was like around here, when you have this fuckery, like price was consistently pumping into the CPI, sure, you had some lower time frame flashes, but like no big deal. And once we got the CPI, that was like pretty much as predicted, like slowly we get one drop, chop, and then like price just keeps nuking down. So maybe like we can get something similar this time. And if Bitcoin keeps trading down, I would like look for the same concept, but like bullish reversal, not a move down, but like same shit. So yeah, this would be like my next trade for Bitcoin, going long here, and then like finding some confluence to short either here or here, and then you would like target sweep of these lows. And if Bitcoin like just nukes from here, that's gonna be terrible for altcoins, but like I don't really care, because I believe that trades on altcoins are already finished this week. You could maybe look at the support here, in this box, and like you place maybe spot buys, or like I would probably just long on leverage, something like this, into the lower high. Maybe actually, we are going down in October, and this move, is your pump in November, and we top in the we are already topped, And like in December, you know, Bitcoin just finally rolls over down to 70k, 50k, whatever, you know. So yeah, this is a short-term long for Wednesday, Thursday, into looking for another short. And if we just keep going lower, this would be like a little bit of a bigger swing long, but I honestly don't like this 6% stop loss. I would like rather, you know, wait for price to come here and then find my setup on H1, like with 1% white stop loss or something like that. So yeah, pretty much this is the plan for Bitcoin. You know, it's pretty simple, I think. Right now, it's definitely possible the top is in, you know, but like we can still pump for 1 leg higher in November, but like the way I trade, that really doesn't matter right now. I'm just like focused on this next setup, and I kind of don't care outside of the range for the setup what happens. So yeah, that's a pretty quick update on Bitcoin. Hope you liked it, and probably we'll do more updates like in a video format rather than posting like written content.